We're starting out with a quote in process. It's to the White Oaks restaurant, and what we're going to do is we are going to convert this quote into an order. So I'm going to say convert to a sales order, and this is going to commit my inventory. Here are the items that are on my sales order. And we're going to give it a customer purchase order number. And we say we'll have it for them on the 11th. We are not going to take a payment. And I'm going to go over to my orders, and here's my new orders that were converted from my quote. And as you'll notice, everything on here is back ordered. So what we're going to do is we're going to say create a purchase order. They're all the same vendor, true. Now what this is brand new. This is something that allows us to make a decision on what we want to use for the creation of our PO. So if you had things in here like installation or other types of non-inventory items, you could not check those, and when it creates the PO, it leaves those behind. In this case, we're going to tag all, and it's telling us here that these are all going to go to a PO. Okay? If it was going to be a drop ship, we can convert items to a drop ship or put them on hold. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to convert these to a purchase order. You can click this button here and say change tag to a different method, meaning a drop ship or just put it on hold. But we're going to stay with the purchase order. So all these are going to the PO. So what we say is convert tag purchase orders to PO. Now this is a familiar purchase order screen. So I'm going to say tag all and create POs. And it's all going to true, so I can just edit right here. Now I have the ability to change the quantities. Even though I don't need one of each on these things, I can change my quantities. I'm purposely going to leave them as one, so as we sell them, you'll see how they delete the inventory or deplete it. So this all looks good, and so I'm going to go ahead and say save and process now. Okay, so we're going to close this and go into our purchasing system. And you'll see there's nothing in the place PO because we already did that. Here's my receive PO from True Manufacturing. So I'm going to say receive. I'm going to put my packing slip or invoice number in and click OK. Then I'm going to say I want to receive all. And that makes this column as all the items that we ordered have been received. We now say save and post, receive now. Okay, all these were received against this sales order that we created. So now if I close this and go back to transactions, pending sales orders, I should see that all the items have been received. They're all blue, which means these items are now in stock, and I can go ahead and turn this order into a invoice. Before I do, let's go to inventory. Okay, so we've got all these items here. They all have one in stock, none available because they're all committed on a purchase order. So I'm going to close, and I am going to go ahead and convert these to an invoice. So here are all my items. I am now going to tender this. I'm going to take a check and click OK. and my check number is that number there. Okay, I'll do a preview. And here's my invoice. Here's all the items that are on the invoice. With a grand total of $24,000. This was sales tax. It tells us it was paid here on that check number. Okay, so I have no sales orders anymore. My quotes are gone because they were converted. Let's take a look and make sure that our inventory was depleted properly. We'll go to inventory, and as you can see, there is nothing in stock. We consumed it on that last 501 sales order. None available, none in stock. So this is depleting the inventory correctly. If I take this first item here and I go to Stock Manager, then I look at my transaction log, it says, hey, the item was originally imported through AutoQuotes. We placed a purchase order for one. We received from True one item that filled our back order when we received it, and with the sale, it took the one that was on hand and sold it. So our stock, current stock, has none because we consumed it. I am going to take it one step further while we're online here and go to my accounting. I'm going to go to AP processing, and here's my True Manufacturing invoice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this and say Post Approved. So now in my Posted tab, I have this item ready to pay. So I'm going to go ahead and say Pay, and it makes the $22,000 as it's going to be a accounts payable invoice, and it's also going to be ready to pay. So I'm going to say Process Paid. It tells me I'm processing the pay. I'm going to process this. Preview. I do get a document that shows that this is going to be a remittance. And the last thing I need to do now after I close this is go to my checkbook, and I see here that I've got the True Manufacturing without a check number. So I go to my print checks, and here it is. One part, preview, first check number is going to be a brand new check number. So we'll say preview, print checks. So now it's got the one part check with broken out.